Hi, Andrew from Connected Digital World here. Microsoft are about to release Forza Horizon 2 developed by Playground Games. It's got over 200 plus cars in it and lots of other new features. Let's learn more about it. Ralph, thanks for joining us.
Not at all, thank you.
Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Certainly, my name is Ralph Fulton. I'm the creative director at Playground Games working on Forza Horizon 2.
So tell us about Forza Horizon 2.
So it's an action-packed open-world driving game. It's the successor to the original Forza Horizon that we created on Xbox 360, but it's our first title on Xbox One, new generation of hardware, and for me, it's the largest, most fun, most beautiful, most social racing game we've ever created.
So what's new about it then?
So, lots of things. Where to start? Our location, entirely new. So we've set it in Europe this time. We're in France, we're in Italy. Completely beautiful part of the world, incredibly varied, incredibly scenic. What's new about our world is that we've made it completely open. So wherever you want to drive, on-road, off-road, through vineyards, through fields, you can do that. And that opens up a whole new dimension to the gameplay, to the fun experience you can have in the cars. The other big thing I think that we're doing completely new this generation is that our approach to online. So we feel that music, cars, festival culture, it's all very social. In the real world, we felt that Horizon 2 had to feel the same way. So we've gone to great extents to try and encourage people to play together, play with their friends, to make new friends within the game. You can set up a club with up to 1,000 people. You can meet people in car meets located around the open world. And when you want to jump into the online game from the solo game, you can do so just with a button press. And we take you instantly, seamlessly into the online game without you having to wait in lobbies.
So you talked about the scenery and the locations. What did you guys do to make it as realistic as possible?
So we go to incredible lengths to make sure that our worlds and everything in it feel very realistic. Obviously that all comes from our approach to cars. You know, we're meticulous in researching all of the cars within our game so that we recreate them perfectly. Forza's really famous for that. We apply the same level of detail to researching the world, you know, so we send teams of researchers over to the location, over to France, over to Italy. They spend weeks and weeks driving around. They bring back hundreds of thousands of photographs, hundreds of hours of video, and we pour over those back at the studio. The other aspect that we have is what's called DEM data, so it's DEM data. It's basically a technique of satellite height mapping the whole of Europe. So we have the whole of Europe to 1 meter resolution, which gives us the height data for the entire location you see in the game. So when you combine that photographic research and then the satellite imagery, which gives us the height, we're able to create an incredibly faithful recreation of Europe.
So what's your favourite place to drive in then?
So I love Nice, right? I've been there. I'm lucky enough to have been there in real life. It's a beautiful city. You're really quintessential French Mediterranean city. I'm delighted we've got it in the game because we didn't have a full city in the original Horizon. We had a large town. This time we've gone full city, you know, so you can drive around the full extent of Nice. For me, it really recalls the old PGR games, which we absolutely love back at Playground. That sense of, you know, intense street racing around a beautiful city. We're delighted that it forms part of the world of Horizon.
And as you mentioned, obviously Forza is famous for the cars. Talk about some of the cars and how many are we going to see in the new game?
Wow, we're going to launch at the end of this month with over 200 cars available to everyone. It's a huge number. And do you know what? It gives us a real luxury as well. You know, there's probably a set of cars you have to have in a modern racing game. Your Ferraris, your Lamborghinis, your Bugatti Veyrons, or what have you. And they're great to have, and they really serve a purpose. But having as many cars as we do in Horizon 2 really gives us a license to go and find those rarer cars, the cult classics, for example, which not every racing game has, but I think brings enormous personality to our game. You know, so personally, I love going out and taking a classic VW Beetle, or completely new to Forza in this game, the VW camper van from the 60s. And you know, maybe not an obvious choice for a racing game, but so much fun. You can stick a new engine in it, you can upgrade it, you can paint it, and it's a real character vehicle that I love driving around the world.
I understand you guys had to develop some new technology in order to develop the game. Do you want to tell us about that?
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, first of all, we're very fortunate that we have a great collaborative relationship with Turn 10, who make the Forza Motorsport series, made Forza Motorsport 5 for the launch of Xbox One. So we really, we have a stepping stone for Horizon 2 in that we inherit their graphics systems, their physics systems. What that does at the start of our project is frees us up to work on new technology. It's new to the franchise that allows us to unlock new features. So dynamic weather is something our fans have asked for some time. We're delighted that the time is right now that we're on Xbox One to bring that technology to bear. We've created a fantastic system which is really beautiful in its own right, but powerful enough to create a near infinite array of different visual scenes for you to experience while you drive around the game.
You mentioned dynamic weather. You've also got dynamic day and night as well. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So those two systems in combination, the dynamic time of day and the dynamic weather, they really give you endless variety. So not only are they changing the visuals as day turns to night, as an overcast sky turns to a misty morning, they also change up the gameplay experience as well. So suddenly you're driving, or one moment you're driving in full sunshine, and clouds cover over, it starts to rain. Your driving experience has changed as well. Now you're having to deal with wet conditions, and how your car deals with that really depends on the type of car that you're driving and your driver ability.
In my case, not very good. Tell us about the skill system then.
Sure. So skills were part of Horizon 1, and I think when we included them in Horizon 1, it was very much as a nod to the old PGR games. I keep mentioning them because we're huge fans of that series at Playground. For Horizon 2, we wanted to take the skills system, enhance it, and also to make it really fundamental to progression within the game. So it's no longer just a show-off mechanic, it's actually linked to your progression with the game. As you show off your skills, you'll earn skill points that enable you to unlock perks. You might have experienced that as you're playing the game already. Those perks will give you subtle advantages in different areas of the game, and it's a cool kind of addictive, compulsive thing, choosing what one you're going to unlock next, what path you're going to take through the perks tree. And the other thing that skills do is they earn you XP. So whatever you're doing, wherever you are in the game, if you're showing off your skills, you're earning XP, which allows you to level up, keep progressing, keep earning new rewards.
And what exactly is the Horizon wheel spin?
So the Horizon wheel spin is that reward we give you every time you level up. So you keep showing off your skills, you keep competing in races, you're going to earn XP, which pushes you over a threshold and you level up. Every time you do, we're going to give you a shot on the Horizon wheel spin, which is basically a sort of fruit machine style tombola, which will always give you a prize. Sometimes it'll be a small cash prize, sometimes it'll be a really large cash prize, but most excitingly it's when it gives you one of the 200 plus cars that are in the game. And that's a real air punch moment when it lands on a car that you haven't experienced before. Suddenly that's dictated the next 20-30 minutes of your game. You're going to go and explore that car and enter some championships with it.
And Drivatar's back. Let's talk about that.
Drivatar is back and enhanced for the open world. I love Drivatar. I love Drivatar in Forza 5. For me, it really changed the way track-based racing worked. Suddenly I wasn't racing against made-up AI. I was racing against real people. People I knew, my friends, and that gave a whole new dimension to the racing experience. It does even more in the open world, because as I drive around the game now, and obviously I've been playing the game a lot over the last couple of weeks, as have my colleagues, as have my friends, I'm starting to see their cars populating my world. The cars they're driving, the beautiful liveries they've applied to them. If I go into a car meet, I can see their cars, and I could buy their car. I could grab the livery or grab the tuning setup. It really adds personality, character to the game, which ordinarily wouldn't be there. So I love Drivatar for that.
And tell us about the bucket list challenges.
So bucket list challenges are all part of our all-up goal of distracting you from doing the things you're supposed to do in the game. So there's a big racing career just waiting for you to participate in the game. We want to distract you from that and get you to explore the open world. And to do that, we're going to reward you just for going off the beaten path and seeing what you can find. Bucket list challenges are one of those things. There are 30 cars from our car list hidden around the world, some more hidden than others, but each with a specific challenge tailored to that car and where it is in the world. So it's great fun to go and find that car and see if you can beat that challenge, which has been set by our designers back at Playground, and start crossing all of those challenges off your bucket list. And the great thing about bucket list is we're going to update it post-launch as well. So if you complete the bucket lists that come with the game, pretty soon we're going to be giving you another one which you can play.
obviously there's a lot of music in the game. Tell us about that and how you guys go around actually selecting the music.
Yeah. Music's really, really important to Horizon all up. It's not us that selects it. Much as I'd love to inflict my musical taste on the players, we actually use a real professional. So Rob DeBank is the guy who picks our music. He's a DJ. He organises Bestival. So he has got his ear to the ground in the music world, and we invited him back to do the. Soundtrack for Horizon 2, and we just gave him more license, more freedom to create twice as many radio stations, more than twice as much music over the original game, and the result is incredible diversity, lots more choice for the player, but also just great new music for people to enjoy while they drive.
And why should people play Forza Horizon 2?
Wow, there's so many reasons, you know. It's an incredible sense of freedom. I think it's different from a lot of driving games in that we really encourage you just to do what you like. You can play the game however you want. You can race or you can explore. You can start in a fast car or a slow car, it's really up to you. And then when you take that freedom and the beauty and fun of Horizon online, you can do all of that with your friends, which is an even better experience.
When's it out?
Forza Horizon 2 is out in the UK on October 3rd this year.
Thanks for watching. Why not subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the link on the screen now.